Hey everybody, welcome to the KGB live from the underground. Let's play some tunes, huh? A flute, the slow glows standing in a line individually. At the same time, none of them I really appreciate how much we all participate. We create and destroy our thoughts and soul, which can only be mended by rock and roll. So why, oh why, oh why, oh why didn't I take strap yourselves in and ride up to the sun. We'll see 1,000 before we're all done. A galaxy standing near and far. Someday we'll fly up to every star. And only through peace can we achieve this goal. So we all must repent and find our soul. So why, oh why, oh why didn't I take love? It all came to me in a dream that nothing is at all what it seems. So open your heart and open your love and let it fly like a dove. You sing a song out of melody, or take it from the Beatles and let it be. So why, oh why, oh why didn't I take the blue It's 7 in the morning, I like my coffee hot. It's a 40-minute drive and we're down at the dock, oh yeah. 'Cause we got the Milfoil Blues, we're never gonna win, and we damn sure ain't gonna lose. We hop on the Johnson, we ride out to the spine. We jump in that water when there ain't no sunshine, oh no. We got the Milfoil Blues, oh, never gonna win, and we 46 degrees and I can't feel my feet, oh no. 'Cause we got the Milfoil Blues, we'll never gonna win, but we damn sure ain't gonna lose. To my left, another to my right. I'm sorry, fellas, I ain't looking for a fight. Oh no, we got the Milfoil Blues. Oh, we're never gonna win, and we damn sure ain't gonna lose. At 3:45, we head back to the dock. 40 minutes home, and it's time to rock. Oh yeah. Gonna win, and we damn sure ain't gonna lose. Damn sure ain't gonna lose. Oh, that's called the Milfoil Blues. It's about my old summer job harvesting milfoil off the bottom of Lake Dunmore. It's a wacky job, but I got a couple songs out of it. This next one I wrote when I was sitting on the boat one day. Best that I can. I got no shoes on my feet. I haven't seen a dime since the end of last week, but I'm free. And I'm feeling fine. Y'all keep to your business, and I'll keep to mine. Well, I got me a job, I'm a working man. I'm moving on the ladder just as fast as I can. I got no money to pay my rent, 'cause every dollar earned is $2 spent. But that's the price of free. So I guess I'm feeling fine. I learned time is money, and I guess money is time. What'd you learn? stuff to my plane. I got new shoes on my feet, and I'm feeding the hungry every day of the week, 'cause that was me, yeah. And now I'm doing fine. Or you can follow your dreams just like I followed mine. Oh, we got a live studio audience. Thank you, guys. All right, let's do a song for my buddy Al, who unfortunately passed away just over a couple of years ago now. I wrote a song called Al's Moondog, and the reason that I called it that was the night that we learned that he had passed away. A bunch of us were at my house and sitting around on the back porch having some drinks and sharing some stories, and we looked out at the moon at one point, and it was the biggest, brightest moondog I've ever seen in my life. If you don't know what a moondog is, it's when the ionosphere has ice crystals in it, and they line up just in a way that puts a nice ring around the moon. So I put a little bit of that in the song, and alternatively, I'd also read an article, well, maybe not an article, but something that said that the human heart generates enough energy to drive a truck to the moon and back in a lifetime. So when somebody says they love you to the moon and back, it means for their whole life. And I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, here's a song for Al. won't even cry to me now. Are you really okay? 'Cause I'm loving like the brother that I never had. It's all the best people that are always so sad. So take this light and this love for you and circle the moon. Talk to you now, but your song rings in my head, and I can even look at you now, but I know I'll see you again, 'cause I'm loving like the brother that I never had. It's all the best people that are always so sad. So take this light and this love for you and circle the moon. Oh, take this light and this love for you and circle the moon. Alright, so this next song we're gonna do is it's actually a Woody Guthrie song. He wrote the lyrics to, and he didn't get a chance to actually record the song, and he didn't write down any music for it. And Billy Bragg and Wilco got a hold of these lyrics and a whole bunch of other Woody lyrics, and they put some music to it, and they put it on an album called Mermaid Avenue. This is one of our favorites off of it, called Airline to Heaven. There's an inland plane flies to say yes? Will they take some or leave some behind? You will surely know where that airline goes. You can leave your sins behind. Will a lot of speakers speak? A lot of preachers preach when you lay their salary on the line. So just bow your head and pray. It's the only earthly way you can fly to heaven on time. Fly to heaven on time. Them's got ears that them hear. Them's got eyes that them see. Turn your eyes to the Lord of the sky. Take that airline plane, it'll take you home again. To your home beyond the sky. And the ticket you obtain on that airline plane, you can leave this world behind. You've gotta take this flight. Maybe daytime, might be night, but you can't see your way if you're blind. Them's got ears that them hear. Them's got eyes that them see. Turn your eyes to the Lord of the sky. Take that airline plane, it'll take you home again. To your home beyond the sky. This next one's called The Struggle. It's about the 3 types of people that you meet in your life. The kind that only like you when you're up and happy, the kind that like you when you're down and controllable, and the kind that loves you no matter what. I've done it again. I broke cookie cutter guy who does not decline. When you're dragging him under and making him drown. Well, you don't like me when I'm up, but just when I'm down. Switch guitars real quick and we'll get back on to the show. Which switch? It's a hollow body. Oh, my switch. My switch. The one I have to do. Okay. Actually, no. We'll forgo that.
Reverse.
I was just looking at the time. It makes more sense to go into this stuff. Well,
crisscross.
Everybody clap your hands. I hope you all participated out there. Everybody in here did. I heard them. Everybody's favorite part of the show, the tuning part. in. That's where we're going to begin. You're on your way to that place where you find your own space in yourself, in your mind. In this moment you'll transcend time. She's one with the sky, which is exactly why she takes you up there, oh so high. So go, 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 fly away on Mary Jane Way. While she takes you to that place in yourself, in your mind. In this moment you'll transcend time. She's one with the sky, which is exactly why she takes you up there, oh so high. So go, fly away on Mary Jane Way. That was called Mary Jane Way. We're gonna do one called One Big Game.
This is one big game that we play and we play till we start again. It's all relative to the place that we live and we die. We won't stop when you try. Now don't you argue with me, it's way too late. I've made up my mind and it's time that you find your own way.
We got time for 2 more? Cool. We got 2 more for you. This is so fun. We're having such a blast. Happy you guys can be here virtually and hanging out. All right, this one's called We All Ride Again. fun one. All right, so it looks like we got time for just one more here. This is going to be our last song here and our last song that's coming up on our EP. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll see.
This year's gonna end.
That's true.
This is how it ends. You and me. Am I not what you wanted me to be? I gave you my soul. You wanted me weak. You wanted control. You wanted control. You wanted control. Silver on your breath, drowning tangled in your
Thank you, studio guys. Thanks for hanging out, Facebook. I think we got an interview coming up now with Jamie Gage. Let me just get this guitar off me.
Good evening. I'm here at the Underground in Randolph, Vermont. My name is Jamie Gage, and we are so lucky and blessed to, and privileged and honored and lots of other things because it was an incredible performance by the Krishna Guthrie Band. I want to welcome you guys and thank you very much for an incredible performance. I saw the numbers on the live stream and pretty impressive.
Awesome. Thanks for having us. We're happy to be here.
Right on, right on. Now, you all came from the big metropolis of Rutland, Vermont, right?
Yeah, the Rutland area. Yeah.
Right on, right on. And I say that with no. I'm a lifelong native and lots of different ideas about Rutland, but I know that there is a lot of incredible music coming out of Rutland right now, and you guys are a big part of that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. The Sound Space Sessions is one of the venues that is really starting to jump up the Rutland stature, so to speak. And you performed there this summer and spring, even through all this crazy COVID stuff, right?
Yeah. So Soundspace started as just our rehearsal space. Well, it's run by George Nostrand, and I was renting there for rehearsal space. And when COVID hit, he was like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do? How can we help musicians?" And so he kind of figured out how to turn a rehearsal space into a studio where we could shoot some video and do some recordings and make something happen. So we were a part of the Soundspace sessions. We were the first one to do that. We're usually the guinea pigs when it comes to Soundspace.
Nice.
Which is fun for us.
And willingly, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, when you put out great sound, it helps. Want to take a minute and ask the names of the band? I know there's a couple Joshes, and there's a drummer named Fitz, and that's all I know. And Krishna, of course. Yeah. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Josh Cote, the guitar Josh, specifically.
Guitar Josh, right on.
I'm Bass Josh. A couple less strings, but
Couple less strings, couple less.
Josh LaFave is his real name.
Nice.
so Josh.
When you said bass Josh, I almost thought Beach Josh, because that might work too. And the drummer.
Fitzy, hello. Hi.
And he's only going to go by Fitzy, as I understand it.
Nicky Fitz.
Right on.
That's what you're on.
Right on.
If the Nick fits.
And, of course, Krishna
And I'm
Guthrie
Krishna
here.
Guthrie, yeah.
Right on. And how long have you guys been playing together?
Just over a year and a half-ish.
Yeah.
We're at that mark.
Well, I guess technically we've been playing together for a little bit longer. We were a band prior to being with Krishna, and he had a band, and they skipped town on him, and he needed to fill in for a couple gigs. And he was like, well, these guys play together all the time. I'll call them up. Maybe they can fake it. And I guess we faked it well enough because we got to stay. Right
on. Oh, that's
Here we are
fantastic.
today.
Yeah, I actually talked to, just today, somebody else that you play with who is glad you're playing with Krishna, but he also misses you. Who was it?
That'd be Chris Collette.
Chris Collette, yeah. Hey, Chris.
That was my thought.
But super happy for you as well.
Oh, hi there.
Go ahead.
Whoa.
What's that?
Hey.
Were you going to say something?
Oh, no. Just Damn It All. That's the group that...
Yeah, sorry, the name of that band is Damn It All. So every time the
Oh.
band's referred to in any sense, you just kind of damn it all.
Oh, right on. That makes
yeah,
a
Chris Collette and
text.
Damn It All.
Yeah, there was a text that now makes sense now. I thought I was pretty sure he was just swearing at me. I wasn't sure what was going on there. I was like, wait, did I say something wrong? So hard with text these days. COVID-20, 2020, COVID-19. You guys haven't played around much.
No, a handful of private events, and we did the Soundspace. Everything else has been virtual, actually.
Yeah. But you've managed to get out. I watched a video that you did of the struggle in Rutland sometime this year, yeah?
Okay, yeah. Was that
it solo?
Just me solo?
Yep.
So okay, yeah. So we
Yep.
did that as kind of to advertise for the Soundspace sessions that were coming up.
Right.
And so we went down to the bus station in that little hallway in Rutland and
Nice.
Did a couple of tunes there.
Yeah, there's a lot of great opportunities with COVID. Nobody's around for you can just ask for forgiveness after doing something like that, right?
If there's anybody to ask.
Right, exactly. Right on, right on.
Rick Reddington too for doing his.
Oh, yeah, we got
that was one of the actual only public gigs that we did as a band this summer was at the Wild Fern with Rick.
Right on.
So awesome to be there with those
Rick
guys.
Reddington's also a great promoter of music and performer and musician, and has been doing incredible stuff at the Wild Fern in Stockbridge. To my knowledge, it's the only place in America that has the band on one side of a Class A highway and the audience on another.
It's the only one we've seen.
Right?
Yeah, definitely the one we've played.
Any interesting issues with that setup for you?
Actually, no. We thought it was gonna be crazy. We were like, how does this work when you have a bunch of traffic and tractor trailers going by? And it happened to be that Rick Reddington and the Love got rained out the night before, so they moved their set to before us, and we got to watch it. And traffic didn't really interrupt it as much as you would think.
Yeah. I mean, if we were in any other state than Vermont, I'm sure it would be a bigger issue. But thankfully, there's not much happening on our roads on Sunday.
Right. When we say Class A highway in Vermont, that might mean a horse cart. It could in any 12-hour period, it could be pretty sparse. I've been to one of those shows, and it's pretty incredible and wonderful. So I wanted to ask about the struggle. Captivated me when I saw the video. 3 types of people.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
So I was actually kind of fighting with my girlfriend at the time. It was we were at a festival and I was partying a little bit, and she was not liking that so much. And I came up with some words of like, "You only like me when I stay in the line," it's like a cookie cutter line. And then this song's not about her, but it sparked an idea of like the people that do only like you in a certain way, like just a part of you. And so I tried to split it up so that it was about 3 different people. One that likes you only when you're happy, but the second things go bad, they ditch out on you. And one that the controlling type that really like you when you're down because they can do what they want with you and kind of influence you the way that they like. And then the people that just love all of you, all of your faults and everything that's good about you. It's which is how it should be. And it was kind of fun to write about that.
Right on. That's. I'm glad you wrote about that. I had that very experience last year. Similarly, just thinking about the way somebody perceives you. And if you are on your way up, it's one way, and if you're on your way, or if you're kind of in the doldrums, it might be a whole other thing. And are they going to stay with you through the mix? Yeah. You just got engaged, I understand. Yeah. Congratulations!
Yes, I just got engaged to my fiance, Annalisa, which is the same girl from the story, and it's. Things are awesome now. She's the type that sticks with you through all the hardships and all the goodness. So
right on, fantastic.
It's pretty awesome.
It reminded me of a conversation I had with somebody you've played with both there about 10 years ago about a Lowell George song, Little Feet tune from way back. Very similar in a way, but about a performer or about somebody who's successful publicly. Will they love you on? They love you on your way up, but will they love you on your way down, kind of thing. Yeah. About a performance artist.
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Your last name, your lineage, your legacy as a Guthrie. How has that been? I've asked other musicians about, some hip hop guys want to change their name. Father John Misty is somebody who has a different name. A lot of people change their name for different reasons. Mm-hmm. Thinking about your name and the absolute, godlike lineage in music of the Guthrie name. Sorry, right. Little heavy, but that's kind of indicative of the power and the pressure that might be part of that.
Yeah. So it's having my last name has been different in all 3 different stages of my life. When I was a kid, I had no idea what it meant. I just knew that my family was musicians and that's what they did, and I didn't think it was a weird thing at all. I thought, musicians are just a normal job, and I kind of fell into that, and I played with the family a bunch, and By the time I was 15, I was touring and playing drums with Arlo and the family, and like actually playing like the whole show and stuff. And a few years later, after I graduated high school, we did this big family tour, and it was the first time that I started to look back on like Woody songs and Arlo songs, and to see what the Guthrie name means to everybody else. And I, at that point, just kind of went, whoa, these guys are awesome. I understand why they're such a big deal. And that kind of, it scared me a little bit, because I wasn't sure how I could fill their shoes, or, you know, I wasn't sure how I could be my own person with a big shadow like that. And a couple of years later, I decided to split off from the family, not because I wasn't proud of where I come from or anything like that, but I was like, you know, at the end of the day, I want to know that where I'm playing, I've earned that. I want to know that I did this myself. I'm not just, you know, the family member of some famous people kind of playing on the name. So I went back and I started playing in local bars and trying to build my way up. And it's been probably about 7-8 years since I did that. And now we got a band together. We're starting to make some music, and it's getting really cool. Like, I feel like everything that we're doing, I feel really proud of what we've done and how far we've come. And I know that we've earned it, because, you know, it's I don't know, it's really cool.
Right on, right on.
You know, I gotta jump in on Krishna here and talk about how when we started playing with him, one of the things that stuck out to us right away was how much the last name didn't matter. And funny enough, I'm pretty sure I use his last name in booking more than he does. I play the card viciously. I contact string companies, guitar, everybody. I throw it around like a grenade. And it's funny because he doesn't want to. Right, and I'm like, but we got to take everything we can get. It's a competitive, you know, industry. But the reason like it doesn't bother me that we can say those things is because I think we warrant the attention we get when we ask for it, you know. And I think there's a lot of guys out there, who just kind of ride the name and ride the legacy and the sound, and they kind of just like do it exactly like the generation before them did it, and they know they're going to keep the fans, and that is so not what Krishna does. You know, we're absolutely separate. I mean, it's you can hear the Guthrie in him. You know, you can hear the voice, you can hear the songwriting, you can hear just the honesty of it. But it's him. It's all him, and it's not just the family. You know, and that's what makes playing with him so much fun.
Right on. That's great. The honesty and the passion. I mean, you can't fake passion. And the stuff I'm hearing about you guys continually over the last year or so is that, God, they're getting tighter and tighter. And Krishna came up as a drummer, and now he's been. How did you make that leap and decide I'm gonna start writing songs? And you kind of already described it a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So when I don't remember this because I was too little to remember, but what my parents tell me and all the kind of adults surrounding my parents is that by the time I was 2, I could keep like a beat on drums. And so my parents got me a drum set. They're crazy for doing that. I don't know how they put up with it for all those years, but I was banging on drums since I was 2 years old. And I had a guitar since I was like 5 or 6, but learned a couple chords, and it didn't really do anything for me until I was about 15. And I was in high school, and they offered a jazz class, and I wanted to take jazz drums. I was like, that's a eye-opening experience. I was a metal guy, but I wanted to be able to kind of get around all genres. And the teacher was also a guitar teacher, and he knew that I played a little bit of guitar. So at one point during the first semester, he was like, hey, so we're going to be learning about scales and harmonization, and that doesn't really apply to drums. Do you mind bringing your guitar in for a couple weeks? I was like, yeah, sure. And so I did, and he taught us the blues scale and a couple other scales, but when we learned the blues scale, I just went, oh, this is fun. And so that's when I wanted to become a guitar player, but it took another 3 or 4 years before I was able to comfortably like play in front of people and do that sort of thing. I think when I was 19 or 20, I started my first band that I played guitar in called Modest Me, and we all could play drums at least a little bit. We could all play guitar, all sang, wrote our own songs, and played a little bit of bass. So we'd kind of like rotate like volleyball and get to do a little bit of everything. And since then, I've slowly transitioned into just guitar. I can't remember the last gig I played on drums, actually.
Nice, but you can. It's good to know you can sit in if Fitzy, breaks a hi-hat or something. Nice. Well, the song that you opened with, Blue Pill.
Yeah.
I played a couple of your songs on my radio show, but that's not one of them. But I listened earlier today, and then I was psyched to hear you start with that. Talk about that song a little bit.
So that's a fun one.
I feel like these guys have something to say too, maybe.
They probably do. They always have something to say. But that tune, that one's kind of fun. I had wrote the progression first, and with the idea of like, I didn't want it to be like a hip hop song, but I wanted it to be more of like a rhythmic feel with the lyrics. So I wanted something simple that I could kind of sing over. And I wrote down some stuff about The Matrix, actually, the movie The Matrix. And there's a scene in there where Cypher says, "Why, oh, why didn't I take the blue pill?" Referring to why didn't he just keep his eyes shut and live in the virtual world that was created for us. And so the song is kind of about that. It starts off with fields of snow globes standing in a line, and that's like the scene where you see all the humans in the pods, and they're all kind of connected into the matrix, and they're all plugged in and having their own dream, but it's actually a shared dream, but nobody knows that, and it's kind of cool. And I really liked that, so I played with that and talked about how we can fix it and all come together. And yeah, I don't know, it's kind of fun.
Right on. And it's got, of course, that's got the Alice in Wonderland references and reality and dreamland and all that. You guys enjoy playing that tune?
Yeah, I enjoy playing all of Krishna's tunes. There are no favorites, but you've managed to hit on two of like the best ones so far. The struggle in this, what always catches my ear with this song is it's just it's a bunch of musicians basically singing about being musicians. We could have just taken the blue pill and got a day job and did the thing, and for whatever reason we're now in a world where there is no entertainment industry and people who make millions of dollars are making $0, and it's kind of funny how we've gone from making nothing to making nothing, so we haven't minded.
Right. The playing field has been leveled.
Around there's been this big reset, kind of.
Right.
But yeah, there's always a safer bet out there, but it's not always going to be the most rewarding one.
Right.
So it's don't take the blue pill.
Yeah.
Do what you're passionate about. Take a risk. Stick outside. Don't go with the flow. Don't just be one of those voices that are just, saying what someone else said before you. Have a thought.
Right.
And, taking everything around you.
Do you think, switching to right now, here and now in the world, and end hate is what Krishna's shirt says, and just where we're at today, do you think more people are starting to pay attention to that message a little more?
The optimist in me wants to say yes. The realist in me thinks that for better or for worse, probably for worse, I think we're kind of in a blue pill landslide right now. And it's lots and lots of people are just finding it easier to bury their head in the sand and just say, what can I do about it? And just let it happen. We really need to push to have everybody not, and to wake up and see what's happening, because I think all of us agree, and we'll let them talk about what they want to talk about tonight, but I think we can all agree the direction we're going in right now is not a good direction, and we need something to shift, and we need something big to happen, if we're going to change it.
Well, I'm going to go back to Krishna's shirt says "End Hate," and it's from the Woody Guthrie
the Woody Guthrie Center down in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And that's a simple message, and how could anybody disagree with that? I think if we pare our language down, maybe, at this point in time, and ask the so-called haters to answer. Well, why is that? Why is end hate because you will get in social media, especially, in an argument with somebody who's going to say, no, I think end hate is not something I want to go forward with. But how?
Yeah. I don't know. Social media is a little crazy, right?
Right.
Especially
Yeah,
these
I
days.
probably shouldn't reference social media, but like it's simple, I think, right? It's a choice. And
Yeah, I work. There's a burrito shop in Rutland, and the cook there is this wonderful fella who's a musician as well, and his name's Gary Matroit. He does a bunch of drumming, and anybody in the Rutland area is familiar with him and the Skellies, and his parade he does on Halloween. And I think he said it best. We talk about this stuff a lot at work. Thankfully, it's a bunch of people like mindsets who want to discuss how to do things better. And he says that he sees a lot in the world of there's people who are suffering, and to them it's easier to make someone else suffer as much as you are than it is to try and make yourselves both not suffer.
Right.
And it's becoming kind of a contagious thing, and it's hopefully I have hope, I think music is going to be a big part of that.
huge part of it.
But we're
It's
going
a change.
the world will be a better place, whether it happens tomorrow or it happens 100 years from now. I just hope it happens tomorrow.
Yeah, I pleasantly surprised with the lack of performances can't be denied. Musicians who are performing artists are hurting, but I seem to see a lot of creativity still coming out of this craziness at the same time. Have you all been feeling a little more creative in some ways? Are you writing more? Or has it stifled you?
So once COVID hit, actually, we had gotten a little bit in front of it. We had just like a week or two before it hit, we decided we were going to start recording an EP, and we started doing drum tracks. And was it like a week or two in or something?
Yeah, little did we know we were setting ourselves up for the only thing we were going to be doing for quite a while.
Yeah. So as soon as COVID hit, everything shut down, gigs went out the window, and we were all like, okay, what's our musical outlet now? We can't play gigs. I guess we can kind of get together and rehearse. But so we threw all of that creative energy into recording. And so we've been recording an EP since March, and it's getting there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Little by little, we're getting it together. We hope to have it out later this year. But yeah, that's it. That's what we've done, and since there's a lack of gigs.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's great that the underground has been doing these weekly, and we'll just keep doing them.
Yeah.
Social distance and all. But yeah, it's so fantastic to have you guys here. We really, really appreciate it, and hope you'll come back sometime soon.
We've got a few
Yeah.
more bands.
Nice. Yeah, let's just pause and talk about the names of these bands. Damn It All and Modest Me, right?
Yeah,
So
you go about Modest Me.
Okay, yeah, Modest Me was kind of that was back in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. It's no longer a thing, unfortunately. But
That's goes to one of my questions that I didn't ask, which is where did you grow up? And
I grew up in the Berkshires in Massachusetts, way western Mass, basically southern Vermont. And so I started a band there. I started a band there, and like I said, it was just a 3-piece, and we all kind of played all the instruments and swapped around like volleyball. And it was the first time that I got to be a front man and play guitar, and then go hide behind the drums because I wasn't quite good enough yet. It was just kind of fun. And that one of the guys ended up leaving that, and so we got a full-time bass player, and 2 of us were just switching between guitar and drums, and eventually that kind of fizzled out after, I don't know, 4 years or so. And then I moved up to Vermont, and I played with a guy named Tony Lee Thomas for a while, and we started a band called Sonic Malfunction, and that was a big 7-piece funk band with horns and 2 guitars, and that was a lot of fun. And like all things do, that they fizzled out, and that's when I decided to start. Okay, maybe I want to be a front man now and really go for it. So I started a band called AKA, which was with my buddy Alex, who I was talking about earlier, Alex Abraham. He's an awesome bass player who unfortunately passed away a couple years ago. And believe it or not, there's another Alex Abraham, and he was a drummer. He is a drummer. And
Is he a drummer?
and they
or
were
keyboard
both in
player?
your band at
A
the
little
same
bit of both.
time,
Okay.
right?
They were both-
At one time, I remember.
So it was,
right?
AKA stood for Alex Krishna Alex.
Right.
And that was a really fun thing. And unfortunately, Al passed away during that. And so the other Alex and I continued on, and we we were supposed to be playing a festival that summer, No Town, and Chris Lilly, who runs that, asked me, she's like, do you still want to play? And I was like, yes, I want to play. And she goes, okay, I think now is the time that you start the Krishna Guthrie band, because then you don't have to start over every time something happens or you lose somebody or, whatever unforeseen circumstances happen. So I started the Krishna Guthrie band, and it was myself, Alex Abraham, and Zach Jepson on bass from Ham Job. And we started doing that, and over the winter, my buddy Bobby Maguire jumped on fiddle, and we had a 4-piece, and that was awesome. And then that next summer, things were starting to fizzle out there, and that's when I picked up these guys.
Right on. And you were fresh off Damn It All.
Yeah,
still playing with them.
I mean, so I guess our story rewinds back to I'm gonna take a shot from George's shameless promo book. So the other band name is Discovus, and that's the three of us.
Okay. Okay.
And,
I've played you guys before and heard
so
your
back a wee bit back, it was actually a 4-piece, and Fitz and myself were part of the original lineup with a keyboardist and bass player that have since gone their own ways, Joe Plotz and Tim Dutch. And then at one point we lost our keyboard player, we got a guitar player, things kept switching, and then it settled into this 3-piece. And then right about that time when we all kind of settled in and started getting comfortable, we were like, well, we're going to make absolutely no money as an instrumental fusion band. No one's going to book
challenge.
that.
Big challenge.
So if we can get like 3 gigs a week with 3 different front guys, we can play the 4th night as us and, do our thing. So we went out and looking for poster boys. And so we found Chris Collette. And Fitz had actually been playing with Chris. You are on his first album, right? Yeah, Fitz is on Chris's first album. And he ended up dragging Josh and I in. And that kind of took off. And we're actually simultaneous to recording Krishna's album. We're also recording Chris's sophomore album. Thankfully, COVID gave me the opportunity to be a sound guy, too. And I bought a bunch of gear with that stimulus check and built a studio at home and said, let's go. Start cranking some music out. But yeah, so 3 of us were playing. We started playing with Chris Collette. We did a couple gigs with George Nostrand. And then somewhere along the line there, word got to Krishna that there was another group of assholes taking up gigs. And so he was like, well, if I get them in my band, they'll have one less night to play with someone else and I'll get hired. And so we started that, and it really was like his band was, as you said, Alex and Zach were members of a band called Ham Job, and they had just released their debut album. They were gaining some traction. They were doing really well for themselves over in New York. And so they just had stuff going on. They didn't have as much time to be the backing band as someone else, and that gave us an opportunity. He had asked us to play the little private No Town event, right? It was going to be the first gig, then a bar gig showed up at the now late venue in Rutland. It was, gone probably for the best. There was a stretch of time there, I think, last winter where there wasn't a weekend in which at least one of us wasn't in the band that was playing. So that was a cool spot for a little bit. But so we got to play a gig with Krishna. We called it Krishkavis to stay under the radar and not to ruffle feathers. Right. And then we did the second gig, and at the end of it, we were all like, I think the 3 of us were basically like, so how do we get rid of his old band? Not really. Like they're good guys too. But we were like, we want this gig. Like this is the real deal. I mean, not to discredit anyone else we play with. Not everybody we play with because we respect what they do and they love. But there's something about Krishna's songwriting. There's something about just the way the music comes together that I think is just fulfilling as a musician. In a way that not every gig is all the time. Sometimes it does feel like work, it's it's not always the easiest thing to do. But it almost never feels like work playing with this group. I think that's safe to say for everybody.
That's the best kind of job to have. It's one that you don't know you're working.
Yeah, and we there's a plan, quote unquote, when we get on stage. But Krishna, he has a lot of faith in us as musicians. I'll tell you what, we have never been given a piece of music. We get some recordings every once in a while. If we do something really dumb, he might look at us for a second. But for the most part, we're just kind of following along and doing the thing,
Nice.
and it makes for it's a very unique show every night, and it never gets old,
Nice.
And so I think the journey of all these bands and all these groups is I think it led us here for a reason, and I think if we're gonna get a shot to get out of this little state, it's gonna be tagging along with this fella.
Right. Well, and the music that's coming out of this state, I don't have my
absolutely.
finger on the pulse.
Not to discredit this state, because
Right.
there's
No,
some
but as far as
fantastic music.
because there's a financial reality.
Yeah,
that I think
yeah.
you're talking about, which I totally get. The best venue in Rutland, let's say it's Paramount, is still probably not going to feather your pockets in terms of
Make more money pushing boxes at the Paramount than playing notes.
right, and that's a great venue. I was just talking to somebody in the other room about Lucas Nelson. I saw him a couple of years there, years ago there. COVID creativity got lots of, so you get some cash, and you created a new job title.
Oh no!
Sonic Manipulator.
This was a T-shirt my mother got me.
Nice.
Long before I ever dared enter a stage as an instrumental guitar player, I've been a sound engineer. It's obvious that's
on.
my day job, quote
Right.
unquote. At least
Right.
it was until COVID hit. And another name we should throw out there is Jared Johnson, and he owns Magnum PA in Rutland, and that's who Fitz and I schlep around and do work for. And he gave me an opportunity really early on and really young, honestly, for the way the industry works, to just be an A1 and be a sound guy and cut my teeth.
Right.
And up until this COVID thing happened, it did pay the bills. It was really cool. So I decided to take the live engineer thing and shift it over to the studio engineer hat. And so I got a desk and some computer monitors and some speaker stands and bought a bunch of gear, and I sit there and act like I know what I'm doing and just tell them to play
Right
stuff.
on. And your mom got you the shirt. She knew that
Yes.
a title means everything. The one in yellow here says Sonic Manipulator and Vice Overlord of Vibration. So that's
That
so
is
much
me.
better than
That is
sound
me. Yeah,
engineer. It's like the difference between chickpea and garbanzo bean. That's
There
what
you
I always
go.
go to. This guitar here was used in a movie that's going to be coming out next weekend, actually, by another band here in Vermont. And the leader of that band, Western Terrestrials, wanted me to come and let you see that. And it doesn't play very well, but of course that's a famous reproduction of a famous guitar from your great. Is it your great-grandfather?
Great-grandfather, yeah.
Woody? Yep. This machine kills fascists. This one says, this machine still kills fascists. And I like the sense of that.
We do too. That's
Right.
awesome.
We've got 10 days before election. The election of a president. Maybe not new. Sorry, a little Freudian slip there. Any thoughts, advice, guidance?
Well, without getting too political, I think we should do exactly what my T-shirt says and end hate. And I think we should vote for the people.
Right
I think that's what this is about.
Josh, any thoughts?
Well, us being KGB, I don't think we should endorse any particular candidates. But, I think we all know what
True.
we should do.
True.
What should
That's a
happen.
whole other thing. I naturally, I'm an old Grateful Dead fan, so my mind goes right to JGB, of course, but I forget about the KGB. Huh.
Yep.
Whole lot going on here.
Just not that one.
Right.
Yeah,
Our
no
own
affiliation.
Bringing a new
Yeah.
attitude toward it. Right on. Any thoughts?
I hope people take a second and think for themselves, and they understand and they start to draw a line between what is politics and what is being a good human being. I think there's a lot of what's being debated right now that really isn't politics anymore. We've gotten out of that, and it's basically the choice of whether you're willing to be a good human being or whether you're willing to take all you can get at anyone's expense. And I think we need to get back to just being a good person is being a good person, and ending hate is about ending hate, and it has nothing to do with politics.
Yep.
Politics should be about whether our taxes go to this school or to that hospital. It shouldn't be about the things we have to talk about today.
Right on. Fitzy, any thoughts?
You know, that's all very well and true. All of it.
Fitzy's a man
Right
of few
on.
words.
Better myself.
Right
You know,
on.
people are weird, man, and I wish it all starts with the person, and a lot of people just don't choose to be good people anymore. And it like I said, it starts with the person. So hopefully the people kind of get out of that mindset and
Yep.
maybe work together for once.
Right on. Right on. Well,
This
you
place
guys
is what we make it.
are, yeah, and you guys are making a lot of it. I really, really appreciate this appearance and hearing you guys and getting to know you a little bit already. I've been meaning to catch up with you guys. I've only seen you a couple times, and really only Krishna when you played with Bo a little bit. But thank you so much. Really, really appreciate your energy. Really, there was great numbers coming through, and people are loving your stuff. So keep at it. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us. We're happy to be here.
Big
playing some tunes
thanks
for you
to
guys.
Vince over here.
Yeah,
he
Freeman,
is the
yeah.
man. I'm very well acquainted with what it takes to be on that side of the seat. And you have handled it all on your own tonight, and it's been flawless. And it's like, thank you for having us. Thank you for doing everything you've done, and thank you for doing what you're doing for the Vermont music scene.
It's incredible.
Signing out from the underground. Have a great night.